Breaking right now, more speculation about the marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Radar Online reports that divorce rumours have reached fever pitch as insiders admit the Duke and Duchess of Sussex live in very separate lives and will continue to do so.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the latest whirlwind of rumours and reports surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Speculations are flying about their relationship, career struggles, and whether they're starting to live separate lives. Is there trouble in paradise for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Stick around as I break it all down for you. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates.
Radar Online says the last time Meghan was seen was the day before her husband's birthday, and she was barely at their home in Montecito earlier this year, when Harry was reportedly moping around by himself at a local cafe. According to recent reports, the pair had spent extended periods apart, but this was denied by sources close to the couple. They do speak to someone else, though, close to Harry, who says he used to love going to the pub and playing sports with his pals, and the life Meghan wants to lead in LA couldn't be further away from that, and would seem alien to any blue-blooded English man, as it's all about juicing and yoga. Miserable. His plans to pursue his own activities and tours away from Meghan is the first time they are effectively on a trial separation while they work this out. But a confidant of the Sussexes told Radar Online that it's normal for couples not to do everything together. Their friends have said they remain a happy couple, but are professionally taking a twin-track approach. This is a really key quote, though, from Radar Online, from a source close to Harry and Meghan. Let me read it out to you. Harry and Meghan are going to live separate lives and have a blueprint for doing so. They have been drifting apart for a while, with Harry's desire to return to the UK where his old drinking buddies are, and his hopes to return to the very comfortable fold of the royal family, putting a real strain on their marriage. He's hated their bids for stardom, with Netflix and Spotify getting pulled and them ending up ridiculed, and he's starting to miss England. So, Lady Colin Campbell, fascinating reporting from Radar Online. Radar Online are one of those outlets. They don't give a damn. They don't want to have the PR relationship with Harry and Meghan. They're not running their press releases. They're pretty strident in their reporting, and very often they do break stories before others. But do you think they're onto the money here, or what do you make of this new report?
Let's start with the headlines that have everyone talking. According to sources like Radar Online, Harry and Meghan are reportedly living very separate lives. Rumours suggest they're even testing out a trial separation. Meghan has been seen solo near their Montecito home, while Harry is reportedly spending more time at cafes and surfing. The question is, what's really going on behind closed doors?
Well, Dan, I hate to point it out to you, but you and I have been saying pretty much this for some time.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Many months now.
So, there's little doubt in my mind that the marriage is extremely volatile and rocky. And, he's well and truly trapped. And he's dumb, but he's not that dumb as to not be aware of it. And in a situation like this, he's given up everything. He's not only given up so much, he's given up everything. And what's his payoff been? To become ridiculed, mocked, and to be attached to a cheap and vulgar hustler who promised him worldwide success and has given him worldwide failure. So it's hardly surprising that he would want to try to retrieve something of the respect, or at least the approbation, that he used to possess. But I understand he actually rather likes the California lifestyle. He does hanker after the former British lifestyle as well. But I don't think that the two things are mutually exclusive. He basically likes bumming around being stoned. And that's always been his propensity.
Because that's legal, right, in California, whereas it's not legal in the UK.
Now, let's talk about their career struggles. Harry and Meghan's big deals with Netflix and Spotify haven't exactly panned out as planned. Insiders claim Harry is frustrated with the criticism they've faced and the failure to meet expectations. He reportedly feels their bids for stardom have turned into global ridicule. And honestly, can you blame him for missing the structure and stability of royal life?
No, but if you recall, in Spare, he made it absolutely clear that illegality aside, he spent most of his time at Not Caught, floating around by the ceilings, high as a kite.
Yeah, so he hasn't exactly always followed the rules. But in saying that, I don't sign up to this whole thing that being stoned chills people out. And, actually, it can be ruinous. I've seen in my own life previously people who have become addicted to marijuana. Now, I know all of the pro-marijuana people are going to say I'm completely crazy. That can't happen. But let me tell you, I've seen it in my own life. It's also, Lady C, not something that results in a happy marriage. Like being stoned is a ticket to an unhappy marriage.
Well, yes, but sometimes it's actually the glue that keeps together a rotten marriage.
Because it's like a coping mechanism.
Yeah. But I couldn't agree with you more where being stoned is concerned. I mean, when I was young, ganja, Jamaica had the best pot in the world, and it wasn't cut the way it is now.
Is it legal in Jamaica, Lady C? Like, are you allowed to smoke it?
I have no idea. In my day, it certainly wasn't.
Yeah.
In my day, it absolutely was totally illegal. But
here's where it gets personal. Harry is said to be feeling trapped, torn between his laid-back California lifestyle and the life he left behind in the UK. Lady Colin Campbell, never one to hold back, described him as aimless and lost. Meanwhile, Meghan has faced criticism for allegedly steering their narrative in ways that have hurt their public image. Could their differing priorities be pulling them apart?
I mean, I'll tell you next time you come to see a funny story about Lady Sarah Ponsonby and the Chief of Staff of the Jamaican Army. But I'll save that for when we... No, but the point is it was very much illegal.
Yeah.
I think, although Eddie Seaga did, where he was the first leader that when Reagan was elected, who Reagan saw. And Reagan said to him, you have to stamp out the ganja trade in Jamaica. And he said, absolutely not a chance. The country would collapse without the ganja trade.
Yes. Well, maybe right now the ganja trade in Montecito might collapse if a certain person was to move. But look, I also wanted to ask you about this other Radar Online reporting. This one is much more lighthearted, but I'm doing it because he was the one, Harry this is, who made his receding hairline such a prominent conversation because he attacked William for his alarming baldness in Spare, you might remember. So, according to these same sources, they tell Radar Online that Prince Harry is battling to accept his inevitable baldness amid marriage strife woes. And I guess, again, look, Lady C, I actually don't want to completely dismiss this because it is something that knocks a middle-aged man's confidence. He's 40 years old. He's clearly in an unhappy marriage. He is trying to act the fool and do all of these stunts to sort of prove, I'm still the young guy. And he's going bald. I mean, there is a serious sort of, I know everyone jokes about it, but it adds to what he's going through psychologically, I guess.
And now there's speculation that the couple might be eyeing a new home in Portugal. Reports suggest they're considering this move to establish a European base while avoiding a full return to the UK. But is this just another attempt to shift the narrative and stay in the spotlight? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this is a fresh start or just another distraction?
I don't know why he doesn't get some plugs put in. You know, I think he really ought to. I mean, he hopefully has enough hair at the back of his head that he
Yeah,
could
yeah,
do it. And the way he's balding, he's balding by thinning. So he's thinning with his hairline still intact. I think he ought to do that.
he
Uh,
should. They
of
all
course.
have. David Beckham, Gordon Ramsay, maybe me. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But it is a psychological thing. Losing the hair is a psychological thing, and so I'm not surprised that when the marriage isn't going well, when the work isn't going well, then you lose your hair. It's like, everything's going wrong. Lady C, what did you make of these reports of Harry and Meghan buying a new house in Portugal? Some suggestion that potentially they want a European base in order to sort of do rival royal type work that would mean that Harry and Meghan don't actually have to enter the UK. Portugal is obviously much closer to Africa than Los Angeles, etc., etc.
Well, Dan, you know, George Clooney and Amal Clooney were supposed to be buying a house in Portugal as well. Because, of course, Jack Brooks' bank, who worked with Casa Amigos, which is George Clooney's company, they were helping him out because he does real estate development in Portugal. And it's the oldest trick in the book. I mean, Colin Tennant very successfully gave Princess Margaret land on Mustique and then actually built her a house. And that helped to make Mustique into what it became. Well, this is a sort of, I think, a version of this to help out Jack and Eugenie, and get them some publicity. Also, there could be financial reasons for doing it. I'd have to see the house before I believe it, because remember, the timing of all of this is very convenient.
At the end of the day, only Harry and Meghan know the full truth about their relationship and their future plans. What's clear is that they're navigating a lot of pressure from their careers to their personal lives. But what do you think? Are they heading toward a breaking point, or is this just a natural evolution of their journey together? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the biggest stories making headlines. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.